All right, Lightning Leaders, before this video starts, I want to just give you a little background on how it's gonna sound a little weird. Um, Using Google Meets, I can record myself and my computer screen at the same time to walk you through some stuff. So I just put a video together where I am explaining how to use Clever to get through Google Classroom and Zearn, and how to do the things that are going to be assigned to you. Now, what I didn't anticipate was that I signed in as one of you on Clever. And what that did was it ended up kicking me out of Google because it's all linked to our Google accounts. And when I clicked on Google Classroom as Alyssa, it logged me out of my Google Meet and recording. And I didn't know if it saved it or not. So the second part of the video has me kind of explaining this again, and then it has me talking about how I'm going to try to go back and do a Zearn part. But it turns out the first video actually saved. So the video is going to be me explaining how to organize Clever to help you, where to find the math lessons on Zearn and how to navigate Zearn, and where to find the ELA lessons in Classroom. Where to find the ELA lessons in Classroom and how to respond to them. So that's all within this video. I hope this helps you with finding where things are and what to do, and clears up some questions you may have. As always, laugh at my expense and my shenanigans and how technology never wants to work for me. With that said, enjoy the video. All right, Lightning Leaders, trying something new here. Apparently, through Google Meets, I can have a meeting with myself and then record my screen as well, like not just me talking, but like actually like a website and stuff. And I can do that to walk you through some things. So I'm going to try this right now. Hopefully this works. What I'm going to do is I logged into Clever as one of you. I actually logged in as Alyssa because she's the first person on the list going alphabetical order. So I'm going to be using Alyssa's Clever page to walk you through some of the things that we are going to be doing. I know some of us are having trouble getting to the different things, but I know you've been able to get into Clever. So we're going to start there. So let's see if this works. So I'm supposed to be able to hit this button and this button. No, not that one. Maybe this one. And yeah. Okay, let's see if it does it. Okay, so now I'm in a Clever page. I logged in as Alyssa. You can see her name over here in the corner. So what I like, and I didn't even tell you guys about this one. I like that Alyssa found this one out. She's got this thing up here that says favorite resources. And as you're going through the Clever apps, if you hover over them, you'll notice this little heart shows up. And if you click on that heart, it automatically brings those apps to the top of the screen. So these are the apps we're going to be using through this whole distance learning. We've got Scholastic, which you guys already know about because we've been using it in the classroom. This is how you get to Lit Pro and Word. And if you're a friend that uses First, this is how you get there as well. Typing Club, yes, Typing Club is still up there. I unlocked all of the lessons, so Typing Club is something you can do extra once you get your other work done. Zearn is how we're going to be doing our math lessons. Google Classroom is where I'm going to be posting your ELA stuff. And IXL is going to work kind of like our problem set, where once you do your Zearn lesson, you can go and do some more practice on IXL. So I'm going to start with Zearn. When you click on Zearn and Clever logs you in, you're going to see something like this. Now, if you haven't been in Zearn before, a lot of this stuff isn't going to be here. So the first time you log in, you're going to see something that says Number Gym. And Number Gym is kind of like when we do our fluency activities. Remember when we used to do our skip counting and our number talks? Number Gym and the Sprint are warm-up activities to get your brain thinking about the skills you're going to need to do the lesson. So you got to do those first, and then a lesson will pop up. Looks like the lesson that Alyssa's on has a wildcard activity. Other times you'll see something called a math chat. And those are the lessons where you're going to go in. There's a video of a teacher, and they're going to go through the lesson with you, and then you're going to be doing some activities. So this is the screen you see. If you notice also on the left, this says it's highlighted on next up, which means this is the next lesson Alyssa has going for her. But if she clicks on my stuff, you'll see that the whole unit is here. And she can actually go back and click on any of these other lessons. But I actually started, now not everyone is starting on the same lesson, but most of you are starting on lesson 22. So you'll see that this lesson has a little unlock symbol here, and the lessons ahead are locked because they won't open until she finishes this lesson. But you'll notice how every other lesson here kind of has this grayed out symbol. She can go back and click on any of these lessons and do them for extra practice. And you can even go back and look through the other modules as well. This all lines up with all of the things we've done in the classroom. Module 1 was adding, subtracting, and rounding. Module 2 was measurement. 3 was multiplying and dividing. 4 was geometry, angles, shapes, and lines. And 5 is our fractions unit. And this is as far as we've gotten so far. Lesson 22 is where we left off in the classroom. So that's where I started most of you. Now, others of you, I know you're having trouble with fractions, so I started you on a different lesson. So that way you could build back up to where we were. So everyone's working on something that they are, that they need to work on. So that's really what I have for Zearn. I wanted to use a student screen so that I could go through and show you exactly what it's going to look like, exactly where to go to find things. So I'm going to close that as Zearn. Now we're back into Clever. Now, Alyssa's got Google Classroom already favorited, so it's already at the top. So if your Google Classroom isn't at the top, you might have to go scroll down and find it. And once you find it and you click on it, all right, Lightning Leaders, we'll see if I can get my other video back. This is actually video number 2. So this might be a weird intro if this is the only copy I have. I'm trying to put together a video for you going through Clever using a student page. And when I went to go click on the Google Classroom part of the video and I was logging in as a student, it logged me out of the video I was making, and I don't know if it saved it. So we're going to try this again, but we're going to start in Google Classroom. And then I think I'm going to have to put up a second video here because I don't want that to happen again. So basically what I'm doing is I'm in a Google Meet right now with myself. And I can present not only my face and my voice, but also my computer screen. And I'm logged in as Alyssa right now. And I picked Alyssa just because she's on the top of the list when I log into Infinite Campus to, you know, where I go and take an attendance, and her name's up there first. So it was just the first username and password I could write down. So we're going to be using Alyssa's Clever page to go through some stuff. So first, I just want to start with Google Classroom. Then I'm going to talk about Zearn. So let's see if I can get this working again. I want to share a window. I want to share that. And I want this screen. Okay. So when you log into Google Classroom through Clever, which if you're in Clever, Google Classroom is actually one of the things you can click on now. Now, Alyssa has it in her favorited parts, which if the other video saves, you'll already know about this, but if not, whenever you're highlighting or hovering over an app, you'll see that this little heart shows up. And if you click on that heart, it'll move that app to the top of the screen when you log in. So they're right there for you to access. Now we're going to start talking about Google Classroom. When you click on Google Classroom, it will take you to your Google Classroom, but it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now, a lot of the other special area teachers have Google Classroom pages set up. As you can see, Alyssa has been invited to join Mrs. Regan and Mrs. Hasselback. The other special area teachers also have Google Classrooms, and I have sent the codes to your parents last week. I can send them again if you would like to sign up for, you know, gym and library and art and all of that. But when you click on my name, our classroom, this is what pops up. You're going to be in the stream. You'll see up here it says stream, classwork, and people. Now, when you start scrolling through the stream, you'll see that you can see people posting into the stream. So any comment you put there, everyone will see. And we can see that Alyssa posted about getting her puppy, which was super awesome to see in the Zoom chat. Now, what you can also do is click on, and you'll notice that also in the stream, like sometimes my assignments will show up, but they kind of get lost in the stream. So what you can do is you can click on the classwork tab. And this can go away. Thank you. And what you'll notice here is now that there is a list of things that I have assigned. And if you look on the left here, there's another menu. This says all topics, and then there's this little menu here that says Scholastic Articles. If you click on it, it's going to jump down the screen or bring you to a separate section that has the articles we're going to be doing for ELA. So this one has our article about the wild world. It's an earth science article, so we're getting some of our science mixed in with our ELA. When you click on the assignment, it'll bring you to this window, and then you can just click on the article because we are using Scholastic Learn at Home, which is free to use during this time that the schools are not open. You can go through, read the article, and then on Google Classroom, I also have this form here, which is a quiz. And I say it's a quiz because that's how Google labels it, but it's just for you to go through and answer some questions about the article. Now, I'm designing these questions based on the questions we would have normally answered with our Scholastic Literacy units if we had continued forward with that. We're using Scholastic Learn at Home to use the readings instead of the read-alouds from Scholastic Literacy. So I'm kind of merging the two together. So for example, if we had gone to school that very next week, we would have talked author's purpose and text structures. So that's how I designed these questions. We're continuing our learning. We're stepping forward with what we would have been doing with these questions. So first I need your name because I need to know who's responding. It does link your school email to it too, but I forgot to do it for the first couple of responses. So it just said response 1, response 2. So by putting your name in there, now I really know who you are. And then it's a multiple choice question. What was the author's purpose for writing this article? So you have to tell me if it was to inform, to entertain, to persuade. Then you need to tell me what or what did you learn about the world that you didn't already know from the article. So taking some details from the article to add to knowledge you already have. Then I want you to tell me what text structures are in the article, and you can check more than one. These are the 6 we've talked about. And as we've learned, authors use multiple text structures when they're writing their articles. And I think you can find more than one in there. And then I want to know what details helped you figure out the text structure. We've looked at many different writings to find and the signal words of these different text structures. So I want to see if you can give me your evidence. And when you're done, you'll hit submit. Google will tell me when you did it, and it'll give me your score. So you don't have to post it in Classroom. You don't have to share that. I know exactly when you did it. So I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to close out of this. And I'm going to close out of this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I think I'm going to stop the recording here just in case that weird switching thing happens again when I try to switch over to Zearn on Alyssa's account. So I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to have a second part about Zearn. Be right back.